Mahila, so the day before your knee to the Rahab character, they break you. You're broken. Strong's. And it's time based, is that Strong's number. And mine was Nautilus on the TV, the Lincoln Nautilus Hybrid. So you end up thinking that Captain Nemo died, and then you're in the car with your mom, and this is for everyone that goes through it, that they show your seal when you're in the car with your mom. And I took her to Texas Roadhouse. We got gas, just doing the monthly type fill up of gas and getting a meal, and it was okay. Had to spit up a little bit of the steak, but that's all right. Um, so it's a fake seal that they show you when you get broken, and it's just like the policy. And then you have your hand the next day. So when you get broken, you don't have any message anymore. You have to delete your whole message. You get flooded out. So mine was all you guys I was against, and I deleted everything. Um, so then I had to come up with a new one. And it's really crazy how they do it. That's what they call Mission Impossible, because you're having to do all this after you get broken. And it's the adder that breaks you. And the message I sent was okay, but it was nothing like the original where I had the stuff for the Watchmen to get their seals. So I did the best I could, you know. Usually people don't send it. They get broken and they're without hand. That's what the main goat does. And look, if the goat's doing that, if the goat is without hand, okay, think of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least I got something through. But I cannot put you guys in there because it would just look desperate, or like I was trying to pull something on her. And look, I had to keep it humble and say, like, from my heart, like I can't like put all this other stuff in there when I don't have, my full blueprint that I had done. So that's that. I did the best I could do, and the bridge is because of what was sent, and the flush too, because I had a tier flush. It was a 65. Luckily, or else they would have taken her to the Freemason building. They would have covered her in the paint. They would have dropped her in the paint, raped her, given her a willy, and then take the picture, put it on the wall, and then kill her. That's what they do. That's what they do. And before all that, she'd have to do the more, which is, you're in the car and it's a Salame situation, Munich, and they have to do the more. It's end times based. And I went through a sanctuary of that right when Paul Walker was at his time of the sanctuary getting cleansed. It was right at that date. I think it's 2300 from Paul Walker's death. It was exact. And I went through that, and then I broke my back, my L3 and L4 compression fracture, and shattered right foot. And that was on March 19th, and then through to the April 3rd, and that was 2020. So that's what they do. They break you. And just like getting broken on the wheel, that we went over, the Huguenots, it's the same thing. They break all your works. everything that you had built up in that text, they say F you and they delete everything, man. And that's what happened to me, man. Like, I had people trying to kill me. Like they were arming up like Fedayeen trying to kill me, and like they were gonna run up on me, and like I had to do all these first fruits of meals. I had to do all the meals, and it's no joke. Okay, I'm like it's no joke at all, and part of my seal is that this was the and key of the seal, the ambulance, the and key. That's where I'm at. And that's where it was. Okay, so we got past it. So I want to thank everybody, but I'm sorry. I did the best I could do. This happens to everyone that goes through it. Luckily I got something through. It would have been, if it was nothing, we'd be without the native girl today. She'd be gone. Okay, that's how real this is. And there'd be no there'd be no remembrance of her. Like they're really hardcore about that stuff. Like, you think Rihanna and people like Beyonce and them, you think they're a representation of it? No. Like, no. You walk in a Freemason building like I have, all you see is clown photos, man. And that's all the girls of the ones that cut off, that were all Vatican children, and their girls were all killed. All of them were. And before that, they had to do the more. And before that, they had to get raped. And before that, they had to get a willy. And before that, they had to put on the paint. All of them did, and take a picture. It's humiliating. And then they go to the wedding feast and they have to watch what their man does, if it's good fruit or bad fruit. That's how it works. Thank you. Have a good night.